From radioactive wastelands to forests that whisper your name, the apocalypse is getting a serious upgrade in 2025 and beyond. Whether you're into mutant-slaying mayhem, eerie survival horror, or rebuilding civilization from the ashes, these upcoming titles are pushing the genre into bold new territory. In this video, we're counting down 10 of the most exciting apocalypse games that are set to redefine what it means to survive the end of the world. Set in a quiet coastal town in the 1990s Western USA, CrisisX plunges players into a post-apocalyptic nightmare triggered by a failed scientific expedition. A mysterious infection has mutated both townsfolk and wildlife into grotesque horrors, and you awaken on a desolate beach with no memory and no allies, at least not yet. The game blends open-world survival, crafting, and base-building mechanics with cinematic storytelling and realistic environments. You'll scavenge for resources, forge alliances with other survivors, each with their own tragic backstories, and fight off increasingly bizarre threats, from toxic mutants to armored monstrosities. The gameplay promises a mix of gritty realism and high-stakes action, with vehicles like World War II tanks and assault rifles adding a unique flavor to the survival genre. It's ambitious, especially for a free-to-play title, and while the visuals and scope look promising, I'm cautiously optimistic. It could be a sleeper hit if the execution matches the concept. CrisisX is scheduled to release in Q2 2026 on iOS, Android, PC, and Xbox.
Lost. Maybe the way clears when we walk together. Collaborate. Fight. Side by side. Get everything back on track. Allied. United. But people stay the same. We clash. We claim. We raid. The livings become the real crisis. And this time, what's your way out? Survive your...
Dying Light the Beast marks a bold evolution in Techland's zombie survival saga, casting players once again as Kyle Crane, now a tortured hybrid of man and monster after years of brutal experiments by the sinister Baron. Set in the hauntingly beautiful Castor Woods, a fictional Swiss valley teeming with decaying towns, industrial zones, and eerie swamps, the game blends open-world exploration with visceral combat and beast mode abilities that push brutality to new extremes. You'll switch between human agility and primal savagery, tearing through enemies with rage-fueled powers while navigating rooftops and off-road terrain using enhanced parkour and vehicles. The day-night cycle returns, amplifying tension as darkness unleashes horrors that demand stealth, speed, or sheer force. Co-op play supports up to 4 survivors with shared progression and dynamic storytelling. Honestly, it looks promising, ambitious in scope, graphically stunning, and mechanically rich. If the execution holds up, it could be a standout. Dying Light the Beast launches September 19th, 2025 on PC, PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S.
I don't care how high his walls are or how big his army is. That fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me, All the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
Kyle, E&F is an old chemical factory south of the city. The Baron's men operate out of there.
Then I'll go there and fucking kill him.
Echoes of the Living is a love letter to classic survival horror, channeling the spirit of early Resident Evil with fixed camera angles, tank controls, and eerie urban decay. Set in a fog-drenched European town in 1996, the game follows two protagonists, Laurel Reeves, a police officer, and Liam Oakwood, an ex-Special Forces operative, as they unravel a sinister outbreak that reanimates the dead and mutates the living. Players will navigate richly detailed 3D environments, solve puzzles, manage limited inventory, and battle grotesque enemies ranging from bloodthirsty zombies to mutated wildlife. The game offers a choice between retro and modern control schemes and features save rooms, item boxes, and a wide arsenal of upgradable weapons. Only Liam's campaign will be available at launch, with Laurel's arriving later, adding replay value. Honestly, it looks like a solid indie effort. Atmospheric, nostalgic, and mechanically faithful to its inspirations. Echoes of the Living enters Steam Early Access in 2025. Hello.
Who's there?
Forest Reigns is a survival FPS set in a post-apocalyptic Paris where nature has violently reclaimed the city, transforming it into a sentient, hostile ecosystem. Players navigate a richly detailed world where the forest itself reacts to human actions, helping or hunting you based on your choices. The gameplay blends exploration, crafting, and faction-based storytelling with dynamic missions and a non-linear narrative that evolves depending on your alliances and moral decisions. Combat is intense and tactical, featuring customizable weapons and gear, while mutated creatures and aggressive flora add unpredictability to every encounter. The forest isn't just scenery, it's a living entity that can be manipulated or enraged, offering strategic depth and environmental storytelling. Honestly, it looks like a fresh take on survival horror with a strong visual identity and intriguing mechanics. If the AI-driven ecosystem works as promised, it could be a standout. Forest Reigns is expected to release on PC in 2025. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a chaotic co-op first-person shooter set in a near-future Earth overrun by eldritch horrors after a botched scientific experiment awakens the Sludge God, a grotesque entity that corrupts the land and turns humans into ravenous undead. You play as one of several wisecracking mercenaries hired to clean up the mess, armed with an arsenal of explosive weapons, customizable gear, and upgradable vehicles. The game leans heavily into 80s horror action vibes, with Carpenter himself contributing to the story and soundtrack, giving it a pulpy grindhouse energy. Gameplay focuses on fast-paced combat, teamwork, and mowing down hordes of mutants with style, while the environments shift between ruined cities, toxic wastelands, and underground labs. It's not trying to be subtle, it's loud, gory, and unapologetically fun. Honestly, it looks like a blast if you enjoy over-the-top shooters with a retro flair, though I hope it balances chaos with depth. Toxic Commando is set to release in early 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Light of Motiram is an open-world survival game set in a post-human Earth where civilization has collapsed and nature, augmented by futuristic robotics, has taken over. Developed by Polaris Quest and published by Tencent, the game invites players to explore vast biomes ranging from tropical rainforests to snow-covered peaks, each teeming with mechanimals, robotic wildlife that can be hunted, tamed, or studied. You'll scavenge ruins, craft gear, and build shelters while uncovering the mystery behind humanity's downfall and the rise of sentient machines. The game emphasizes environmental storytelling, dynamic weather, and a reactive ecosystem that changes based on player actions. It's free to play and supports both solo and co-op modes, with a strong focus on exploration and survival rather than combat-heavy gameplay. Honestly, it looks visually stunning and conceptually fresh. If the mechanics are polished and progression feels rewarding, it could be a sleeper hit in the genre. Light of Motiram is expected to launch in 2025 on PC, PS5, iOS, and Android. Long Gone is a 2.5D pixel art puzzle platformer set in a post-apocalyptic suburban neighborhood decades after a mysterious outbreak. You play as a lone survivor, navigating overgrown streets and decaying homes, piecing together the lives of those who vanished through their forgotten belongings. The game blends intimate storytelling with environmental exploration, switching between side-scrolling platforming outdoors and fully 3D interiors where every drawer, cupboard, and relic tells a story. There's no combat, zombies are puzzles to outwit, not enemies to kill, making the experience more cerebral and emotionally resonant. Its lo-fi aesthetic and dark comedy tone evoke classics like Monkey Island and Another World, but with a modern twist on inventory management and narrative pacing. Honestly, it looks like a thoughtful, well-crafted indie title with a unique vibe, not flashy but quietly compelling if you enjoy slower story-driven adventures. Long Gone is expected to release in 2025 on PC. MINSK is a third-person survival horror adventure set in a hauntingly atmospheric post-apocalyptic world where toxic fog blankets the ruins of civilization. You play as an android built by a lone engineer, navigating desolate cities, underground bunkers, and hostile zones in search of vital resources and answers. Along the way, you encounter another robot controlled by a biologist, and their shared journey becomes a deeply emotional quest to reconnect and uncover the truth behind humanity's downfall. The game blends cinematic storytelling with exploration, crafting, and stealth-based combat, all rendered in stunning detail using Unreal Engine 5. With a reactive world, drone companions, and evolving playtest feedback, MINSK aims to deliver a polished, immersive experience that balances action with introspection. Honestly, it looks like a thoughtful indie project with strong visual ambition and narrative depth. If the pacing and mechanics hold up, it could be a hidden gem. MINSK is planned for release on PC with the date yet to be announced. Pacific Drive: Whispers in the Woods is a major narrative expansion to Ironwood Studios' surreal survival driving game, plunging players deeper into the Olympic exclusion zone with a darker, more horror-focused tone. This time, the forest itself becomes a character, twisted by the rise of anomaly-obsessed fanatics who've erected massive effigies and unleashed new threats across the landscape. The expansion introduces fully voiced story content, mysterious artifacts with unpredictable effects, and new junction types that alter your journey through the zone. Your trusty station wagon remains your lifeline, now enhanced with fresh parts, cosmetics, and behaviors that react to the eerie forces around you. It's designed to be playable alongside the main campaign, offering both longtime fans and newcomers a more terrifying, layered experience. Honestly, it looks like a smart evolution, leaning into the game's strengths while adding depth and replayability. Whispers in the Woods launches in late 2025 for PlayStation 5.
I thought I had lost everything. I thought I found where I really belonged. Something to really believe in. I didn't think I would have to give everything.
I see everything. I see it.
I don't want to give everything.
I see everything.
I don't want to lose everything.
Resident Evil 9: Requiem is Capcom's highly anticipated return to survival horror set 30 years after the original outbreak in Raccoon City. The story follows Grace Ashcroft, daughter of Resident Evil Outbreak's Alyssa Ashcroft, as she investigates a series of mysterious deaths tied to her mother's past. The game revisits a bombed-out Raccoon City now steeped in decay and secrets, blending classic horror elements with modern gameplay mechanics. Requiem introduces a dynamic perspective system shifting between third-person and first-person views to heighten immersion and tension. The environments are richly atmospheric, powered by the RE engine with ray tracing and volumetric lighting that amplify dread. Early trailers hint at a slower, more psychological tone compared to the action-heavy Village, with a focus on exploration, puzzle-solving, and character-driven storytelling. Honestly, it looks like a strong return to form. If Capcom nails the pacing and horror balance, this could be a standout entry. Resident Evil 9: Requiem launches February 27th, 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Grace, stay close to me.
I'm coming.
Keep moving. What's wrong? I'll explain later.
watching you. You're not like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Tell me what's going on. Something important.
Mom, I'm scared.
Grace. They're coming.
And there you have it, 10 Apocalypse games that prove the end of the world is just the beginning of some seriously epic gameplay. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more horror and survival game content, and drop a comment below. Let me know which game you're most hyped for, or if there's one I missed that deserves a spot. See you in the next one.